Well, today the Supreme Court started hearing a case that could change the internet forever.
Yeah, Betsy, and it could have major and far-reaching implications. The Washington Post is reporting that oral arguments started in the Gonzalez versus Google case. Here's the backbone to this lawsuit. It's arguing that tech companies should be held liable for harmful content that their algorithms help to promote.
This is very interesting, and the case focuses on whether the family of a terrorist victim can sue Google for helping extremists spread their message and attract new recruits. This is the court's first look at Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. It was adopted in the 90s to protect companies like Google, Facebook, and Twitter from being sued over content that their users post. So interesting, because then once we got into, the election cycle, and we had politicians that were being blocked because with COVID and misinformation spreading. So it's kind of like this is a gray area, I feel like, that the companies have been hiding behind, that now it may turn on them.
Yeah, this is interesting because this is obviously the Supreme Court, but there are currently measures underway in the United States Congress that there's bipartisan support on. I think both sides now realize that this thing has run amok.
It's the Wild West.
And the other thing, it is, and the other thing that's very fascinating, when these laws were written in 1996, the internet was this thing that most people didn't even really use on a daily basis. Most Americans didn't really understand it. And these companies were young and startup, and I think they were given some liberties so they wouldn't be sued out of existence early on. But they clearly need reined in now, and how they do it is going to be fascinating.
Yeah, and then they can always say, hey, we're a private company, we also are protected, and so this is where the Supreme Court gets to navigate all this.
Yeah, one of the things for us that's interesting is they're disseminating news. And so what are the costs of disseminating news that may not be factually correct?
Right.
There would be certainly ramifications for us if we came on every night and threw things out that weren't true. And so, everyone's saying, well, the internet should be responsible too.
I agree.
So we'll see.
All right,